The largest museum gallery is devoted to a personal passion of Thomas Ruff, which is astronomy. Before he decided to become an artist, he dreamed for a very long time of becoming an astronaut. And in many of his series, this passion for the incredible width and depth of space finds an echo. And if we enter the gallery, we are literally caught by a voluptuous wall of large format black photographies with an incredible depth that we can feel. And by looking closer, we see that these are pictures of the night sky. Actually, those pictures weren't literally taken by Thomas Ruff. Since his camera equipment at that time, when he was starting with the series in 1989, was technically not good enough to produce pictures of a quality like he would imagine it, he asked a scientific institute, observatory, if he could work with their research material. So he was able to get those images to work with, and with the scientific images of the night sky, Ruff selected areas which he later then printed out in large areas of the night sky. And it is, of course, very interesting to think about what we are seeing on these images, because what we are seeing is, on the one hand, the night sky. But if we think a little bit closer, what we see there is actually light. And light is the base of photography as such. But what we also see is light of planets, which might, in the moment when the light is appearing on the photographic plate, planets which might have passed away already. So this is a very beautiful allegory on the relation of photography to truth, that we see pictures with light of stars which are dead at the moment when the light arrives at the camera. This series is the earliest series in our exhibition after images, and it's also the first series in which Thomas Ruff doesn't work with photographies he literally shot himself. It's the first time he works rather as an editor than as a photographer. He works as someone who rather selects parts of an image and declares that, than that he really shoots the images by himself. And this series also marks the beginning of a long-standing interest in archives of all kinds. In this gallery, we also have two further series which also were produced with databases, with database material. And the first one is entitled Mars. For this one, he digitally reworked and recolored pictures drawn from the public image database of the NASA. And they show impressive high-resolution shots from the surface of the Mars. Other important themes of photography are coming to the foreground here, such as color, since Ruff has given an artificial color to the prints, as well as the relation of surface and depth. While the digital data file Ruff has downloaded from the NASA shows the surface of the planet in a 90-degree angle, looking from above, Ruff has altered the perspective slightly, as if we would land on the planet. Of course, the question appears, is there color in space? And this he brings to the top in another series, which was which was produced a bit earlier in 2008, a series entitled Cassini. And here he worked with footage downloaded also from the NASA, and the title Cassini comes from the orbiter, which is circling around the Saturn. And it's an interesting story because this orbiter also had a very low resolution camera, because it needed 5 years to send this camera to the space. And when in between the time it was sent to space and the images were made, a huge technological progress was made. However, the images which show the Saturn, the rings, its surroundings, sometimes also appear a little bit like abstract, minimal paintings, and their representation fades away. But in the end, they're just very beautiful works, and if we look closer, we also see the pixels by the 1000 by 1000 pixel camera, which was recording in black and white.